security hazards causing system failure, and the emergency protocols will activate, making the system return back to normal. Moving on to the vacation mode test. This test was made for security purposes, to save energy, and control the smart home remotely when the users are away. Now the procedure for this test will be: first, the user will open the application and activate vacation mode provided on the app. Then the system will execute the command of vacation mode, turning off all appliances in the smart home. Next, for the connectivity test, we recommend using the 433 MHz bandwidth module to connect and control up to 30 appliances without having network issues. The procedure for this test shall be done to prove the reliability of our recommendation. First, the user will test each appliances from different rooms via a virtual assistant device, or a VAD. Then the appliances will respond to the commands, and multiple tests shall be conducted with different bandwidth modules and distances. To further prove our recommendation, we have included a calculation method using the Pearson's correlation equation to see how each bandwidth module will correlate with other variables such as the connectivity after testing with various distances, and also the energy consumption, which will differ for each bandwidth module. Now the equation provided here, as you can see, where R equals the correlation coefficient, Y equals the values of the Y variable, X equals the values of the X variable, Y bar equals the mean of the values of the Y, X bar equals the mean of the values of the X, and the sigma equals the sum. The resulting R shall then be squared and be interpreted following the table provided here. And after that, we can compare each bandwidth model results to see which is best suited for smart home systems.
And next, panelists, now we move on to the voice and face recognizing test. So appliances saved by using and analyzing facial and vocal features and comparing unauthorized user to save data of authorized users. And the procedures: first, the device shall conduct tests with both known and unknown users. And the second, the device shall analyze user features like the characteristic of the voice and face and then compares them with the saved data. If there is match, the device will proceed, and if not, the device will not proceed. So before you do the procedures, make sure that the AI already has the data for the known users. Next is pattern recognition and automation tasks. So this system learns user habits through algorithm, creating a personalized schedule that can adapt to certain conditions of the smart home. So the procedure in here, we do the example for the thermostat. First, the user shall set the thermostat for a week and let the AI learn about user pattern preferences. And after a week, the device will auto-schedule. For the automation, if a sudden change of weather occurs, the system will adjust the temperature to be more comfort for the users. Next is motion detection task. So motion sensor appliances operates after detecting user presence in-house. And the procedures: we should do this testing on the room that has smart lamp. So when the user enters the room, the motion sensor will detect user presences. And after that, the system will automatically turn on the smart lamp. If we are using the vacation mode, the system will alert the user of any suspicious motion or any suspicious presences in the house when the user are away from the home. Next is alert system tasks. So the smart system detects safety hazard and contact local emergency services to send alerts. And the procedures: users simulate any emergency such as fires, and when the system detects hazard such as fires, the system will alert the user by sending message. And if the hazard getting worse, the system will contact local emergency to send location of the smart home. Next is energy management tasks. So the user shall monitor and also control the energy consumption of each appliance in the smart home. And the procedures: first, we should make sure that all the appliances are connected to the device. So the user shall control the energy usage by each appliance. When the device recognizes appliances that use high energy, the device will auto-flag the appliances, and then after that, the device will automatically shut down the appliances that use high energy to mitigate any potential electric fault and to manage energy consumption of each appliance. And the last test method would be user awareness and education test. So a clear and comprehensive user manual is provided to mitigate any potential risks and hazards that occur in the house. And the procedures, we should make sure that the application on the device are connected to the VAD, virtual assistant device, and all appliances in the smart home. So when the user opens application, the application will automatically provide user manuals and tutorials. And what is the function of user manuals and tutorials is to make sure that the user will know about how to operate the system, how to connect it to the VAD, virtual assistant device, and all appliances to avoid any malfunction, also to educate user about how to set up, about how to maintenance, and also about how to troubleshoot.
Okay, that leads us to the end of the requirements that the appliances shall meet to. It's the conclusion of our exploration of smart home integrated with artificial intelligence has revealed the critical need for prioritizing safety, establishing safety requirements, and test methodologies against non-stress attacks. There's a collective responsibility we have shared in the journey towards a smarter living. We are ending this presentation with quotes from Sarah Jeans. Home is a refuge from the world. It is a place of safety. So make sure your home is proven enough to be a safe place with applying standardized technologies. Let's continue this journey together, shaping a safer and a smarter world for all. Please be glad to answer any question you might have. We, Team Aspire, appreciate your attention so much. Thank you.
Okay, then I will use this mechanism. So, Aspire, thank you for your inspiring presentation. You are comprehensively in concise manner in presenting, starting from the scope and then delivering the requirements, safety requirements, and you are enlightening with the test procedures to prove the safety requirements, including adding some.
I'm so sorry, but for the first question, I could not hear you very well. Can you please repeat your question?
In your presentation, you mentioned about formula calculation for testing connectivity. Yeah, that's good. My question is, how about formula calculation for testing the data? Because we collect biometric data for key, yeah, for home appliances, 14 home appliances. How to make sure that the data is reliable? What is the formula calculation you can use for testing? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. So for the formula of data handling of the biometric data, as you said, we do not provide formula for that, but we do require the biometric data to be handled and stored and also transmitted following ISO standards that are already existing. So to make sure that the biometric data will be handled securely and safely. But for the formula itself, we do not provide a formula for data handling of biometric data.
For the second,
And thank you for the questions. I would like to answer the second question is about the energy management test. So the correlation of energy management test and the safety requirement is when on the device, the devices provide energy management ability to make sure that the appliances we can control all the appliances, the energy management, the energy usage of any appliances in the house. So it can mitigate any potential electric fault when the appliances use high energy. The device or AI will automatically turn off the appliances that use high energy to mitigate any potential electric fault. So that is the correlation of the safety, and also to manage energy consumption of each appliance.
Okay, and for the third question, I would like to answer. We have for the appliances and how we will manage it. Okay, first we are recommending you to use a 4033 bandwidth models. It is low cost and it is low consumption. And our smartphone is designed to use mesh topologies to minimize the risk of encryption data on data transmitting going wrong. So, and it's also connected to the two virtual assistant devices that can control all of the appliances. And it's also, as what my friend said, it's also with energy management, so we can control the energy management of the 40 appliances.
Any question? Thank you. Actually, you mentioned about ISO IDC standard for management system of AI. In this annex, they give guidance how to manage the risk for AI application. Thank you. That's good for your
Thank you.
answer, yeah?
Thank you, Aspire, for the answer. So moving along, I will invite Pak Teguh for raise his question. Please, Pak.
Okay. Thank you for your presentation. I will use this one. It's better, right? First of all, congratulations for you for Aspire becoming one of the finalists at this session.
Thank you, sir.
I have two questions. Number one is about testing the connectivity. The reason why you are using 433 megahertz, and you also mentioning the capability of connecting only 30 appliances, which is for smart home. You are mentioning before a variety of sensor will be there. So the question is actually why you're not using the regular 2.4 or 5 gigahertz, the Wi-Fi one with various range, and also the most popular ones in this country at least. So that's the first question. Second question, it is quite surprising us. You are quoting Pearson equation for connectivity, but actually what the connectivity requirement is signal to noise ratio to be connected. So is this any correlation, or is there something that we are missing here? Because in the connectivity, if the signal to noise ratio cannot achieve some threshold, then you cannot connect. Not related or unrelated one. So that's my two questions. Thank you.
Okay, that is such a great question. We appreciate the question. So, why did we choose the 433 megahertz bandwidth model? We have done our research, and other bandwidth models will actually consume quite like a bit more energy rather than when we are using the 433 megahertz bandwidth model. But the 433 bandwidth model still works as efficiently and as effectively as other bandwidth models. But we are just looking at it from the energy consumption aspect. So that is why we choose the 433 megahertz bandwidth model to recommend. But if the user have other bandwidth models they think or they would prefer to use, we have provided the percent correlation to see which one would actually be the best suited for smart home systems. So the user can test for themselves the connectivity, and also energy consumption of each bandwidth model using the percent correlation.
Okay, so the 4033 MHz bandwidth model is not a requirement, but it's a recommendation. We recommend you to use a 4032 MHz. And but to see your capability itself and to adapt with your condition and the user abilities, we provide the Pearson correlativity formula to see which bandwidth model that fits you.
Okay, and additionally, I heard that Sir Teguh mentioned about the appliances that only 30 appliances in the house. So it's actually kind of misunderstood because we said that it's has to connectivity up to 30 appliances in the house. So that's why we use the 433 megahertz bandwidth model to make sure that each appliance is connected consecutively without any network interference by each other.
In addition, so I also heard you mention about the threshold for energy consumption, I think. And why did we use the 430 bandwidth model if there is a threshold for energy consumption? It is because the energy consumption threshold for the 433 bandwidth model, it will not pass, hopefully, when all the appliances are working together, it will not pass the threshold unless one is taking way more energy consumption than it should be taking. Therefore, the system will automatically turn off that appliance.
Well, I think some of you is missing my point. The point is you are mentioning on the connectivity test, right? But you are quoting correlation Pearson test. So that's my question. Why don't you put the connectivity parameter test and equation itself? Like I mentioned to you, signal to noise ratio, things like that.
Thank you so much for the question. So I assume we have a misunderstanding. So the connectivity test is actually for the user itself to test for themselves which bandwidth model is the most matched with their smart home system. So it is for the users to test each bandwidth model that they have and to see which is best suited. So we are giving the choice to the user.
And there's two types of Pearson correlation tests that we provide. The first one is with the bandwidth model with the range, and the second one, the bandwidth model with the energy consumption. So we want the user to see which bandwidth model that fits their home.
Okay, I think that's enough for me.
Yeah, thank you. So we're moving along. I might invite Iman. Please,
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. First of all, I will give you appreciation. Yeah. I think your document is very comprehensive. But I have some thing to clarify. First is, what do you think about the data privacy protection? I didn't see the data privacy protection in your document. What do you think? Is urgent or not to put in the document?
Thank you so much for the question. So for the privacy of the data, we actually did provide a test method which would encrypt and decrypt the data so that when an unknown device will try to collect the data packets sent from the smart home system to like the cloud server, they will be completely encrypted so that the user, when they try to see it in like a protocol analyzer application, they would not be able to see the actual data and only the encrypted data packets. So that is the aspect of the data privacy.
Data protection.
Okay.
Decrypt and encrypt is data protection, not data privacy protection. Do you know data privacy?
The data privacy is making sure that the data won't be able to be leaked to the public.
Okay. Data privacy is like who is using the equipment, yeah, and some of the privacy. Yeah.
Okay, for
Why you don't put the data privacy requirement in this document?
I I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, why you don't put the data privacy requirement in this document?
For the requirement itself, we have put it, we said that an encryption and decryption method shall be done to the data in the test method. And also that the data will be using the AES 128-bit key encryption.
Yeah, my conclusion is you need to learn about the data privacy. Yeah, because in internet is very dangerous. Data privacy is linked to the network. Okay, my second question is, what do you think? Which one better? Should we make general standard like this, or we need to make the specify for use case for the smart home appliances? Like we need to standardize for the smart lock, for the smart kitchen and others. Which one better?
I am so sorry, can you repeat your question again?
Yeah, if you see your document, it's like the general standardization for all the smart home appliances. So what do you think? Which one better? We do it like this, the general standardization, or we going for the specified, like we develop special standardization for smart kitchen, for the smart lock, for the smart doors and others.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. It's actually a great question. So we think that the general requirement is more better, but because it is a more flexible and it can be adapted to any specified condition of the smartphone, and it is more to be known by the society, and it is more applicable.
So in addition, why we choose the general requirement for smart home appliances is because we want to make sure that this home is really safety by each appliances in the house. Because we know each appliances in the house it's from different manufacturer, right? So it's make sure that the appliances on the house are operate together without any like network interference, and it can operate consecutively. That's why we chose to give standard for all appliances in the smart home.
Okay, my last question is, what do you think? Why we need to standardize safety requirement in use of AI? Any problem with AI?
Thank you so much for the question. So it is not the problem with the AI itself, the performance of the AI, but we are specifically talking about the safety of the AI and how there's a lack of safety and security on AI usage. That is why we make safety standard requirements and not the performance requirements. So it is more on the safety aspect of the AI smart home appliances, like data leakage and other safety
Yeah, data leakage is about the security. What do you think the risk of AI implementation in smart home?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, you tell us that it is important to develop standardization for safety of AI using in smart home appliances. My question is, what is the risk to using AI in smart home appliances?
Okay, thank you so much for your question. So we think that because AI can do a machine learning and it's also supported with the algorithm, so the AI can be more capable to ensure the safety of the smartphone itself.
In addition, it is also not just about the AI safety that we make standards for. It is for the smart home appliances, like what if they use too much energy and what if an electric fall happened. That is what we make some of our standards about. So it's not all about the AI security and safety. I think for the AI itself, it is just when there is like an intruder trying to get access to the data, that is where our standards can come in and try to mitigate that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Inma. So it's the end of the session. Quite that fun. The question is like really deep, and we finished the session. Good luck for all of you. Just wait for the announcement, and thank you again for your presentation and your effort for answering the question. Bu Trisna, thank you. See you again.
I remember the day, even wrote down the day that I fell for you. And now it's crossed out in red, but I still can't forget if I wanted.